Alright, let's try this. A Saturday afternoon game? Let's get the video out in the same day. I never saw a second of this game because I was on the ice all day, so this'll be interesting. I just want to celebrate another game they're losing. I just want to celebrate. Sens lose 4-3 to the Philadelphia Flyers. How are the young guys now? I finally did it! I scored again! Quit taking penalties! The Sens are gonna blow this game. Way to tie up the stick in front. Not. Well done. Just well done. You better believe we're gonna be having a penalty chat at the end of this one. What a time to be alive! What a long and brutal season that was. This team, man! Well, by all accounts, that was a chippy one. A fight late in the first period, a fight early in the second period, Brady Tkachuk jumped Scott Laughton at the end of the third period. The Broadstreet Bullies are back, except Ottawa wasn't letting them bully the Sens. As always though, let's kick things off with lineup changes. Despite the Sens picking up a win over Edmonton on Wednesday, they still made a number of roster moves and lineup changes before and for this game against Philadelphia. On Thursday, the Sens announced that both Erik Brannstrom and Marcus Hogberg were being returned to Belleville. Hogberg going back was not a surprise to me at all, as Anderson was finally able to return to the goal, so having Hogberg there as the third goalie just didn't make any sense at all. Brannstrom, on the other hand, was a tiny bit of a surprise. I did mention at the end of the Vancouver video that I thought it was time that he got sent down, but I didn't actually expect that Ottawa would do that. Hopefully he can go back to Belleville, get all kinds of confidence, come back up to Ottawa, and start dominating the league like Sens brass expected he would. Then a day later, with the Sens having an extra spot on their roster, they recalled Jonathan Davidson from the Belleville Senators. I have to say, I'm a little frustrated to see Ottawa playing so much musical chairs with the Belleville Sens right now. It's really hurting the Belleville Senators, and ultimately, I believe that's going to hurt the development of a lot of Ottawa's prospects, because they can't get into any kind of rhythm in the AHL, and it's likely going to cost them a chance at a playoff spot. Hopefully the big club can start to get their lineup figured out, so the Belleville Sens can start to get on a bit of a roll with a lineup they know is going to be there. So with all those moves being made, the Sens made a pair of changes to their lineup for this game against Philadelphia, as Max Lajoie drew out on the blue line and Cody Goloubef drew in, while Jonathan Davidson drew in up front, while JC Beaudin was the healthy scratch. Unfortunately for the Sens, all those changes didn't make a hill of beans difference as the Flyers come out in the first period and grab an early lead. Claude Giroux's point shot doesn't make its way to the front of the net. It lands on the stick of Travis Konechny at the side of the net. He tucks one into the empty net, and at minute 45 into the first period, Philadelphia leads 1-0. And once again, what a great start for the Sens. You know, if this keeps up, Frosted Flakes is going to be coming after me for stealing Tony the Tiger's favorite saying. Thankfully for the Sens, this start wasn't nearly as bad as it was in Edmonton on Wednesday, and they get their feet under them not even 5 minutes in. Pajot wins a puck battle behind the Flyers' goal, he feeds Brady Tkachuk in front, Tkachuk fires one by Carter Hart, and it's 1-1. Alright, now they're in this game, let's keep it rolling. But not even 2 minutes later, the Sens are on a delayed penalty. James Van Riemsdyk tries to go cross-ice to Pitlick. The puck bounces off Pitlick's skate, goes back to the point to Gostisbehere. He fires a slapper through everybody, including Craig Anderson, and it's 2-1 Philly. And the knuckle puck bounces off Tierney's stick, makes it even worse, and Anderson doesn't stand a chance of saving that. And once again, the Sens can't manage for the life of them. The first few minutes after scoring a goal, they allow the other team to come right back the other way, and they're once again in a hole. Then a few minutes later, Andy accidentally puts the puck in his own net, and it's 3-1 Philly. Except Philly was like 50 feet offside, so the goal gets called back, and it's still 2-1. But Andy got hurt on the play, so Nilsson has to come in his place. You know, I kind of wondered whether the Sens were rushing Andy back the other day, but he looked fine, so I figured it was nothing. And then one game later, he's right back out again because he's hurt. Maybe this time, keep him out until he's fully healthy? That goal getting called back would be huge, as it keeps the game 2-1 heading to period 2. And then in the second, with the game still 2-1, Anthony Duclair steals the puck from Carter Hart, wraps the puck around, beats Hart with just over 6 minutes left in the second period, and we're tied at 2. That's Duclair's second goal in his last 2 games, and the guy seems to be a bit of a streaky scorer, so we could probably expect a few more before he goes cold again. The Sens then keep coming, but can't find the back of the net, and we head to the third with the game tied 2-2. But barely 3 minutes into period 3, Provorov races down the left wing side, fires a wrister by Nilsson, and it's 3-2 Philly. And that's a goal Nilsson's gonna want back. That one can't go in. Thankfully though, the Sens don't quit and find the equalizer. Carter Hart robs Colin White on an excellent chance, turns aside 2 terrific Brady Tkachuk chances, and absolutely stymies a pair of Anthony Duclair chances. Finally though, the Duke of Ottawa would come through and tie the score. Thomas Chabot drops it past Anthony Duclair, he fires the wrister by Carter Hart, and it's 3-3. And Duclair is rolling once again. But the Sens do Ottawa things. On the ensuing faceoff, the Flyers get the puck, Hayes and Lawton race in 2-on-1, Hayes is stopped, Lawton gets the rebound, fires into the empty net, and it's 4-3 Philadelphia. 11 seconds after Ottawa tied the game. 11 seconds! Are you kidding me? Of all the bad things the Sens do, and there are a lot, and of all the things the Sens do that make me really angry, and there are a lot, this is at the top of my list. 11 seconds! Oh, and guess what? The Sens now have no time to come back in the game, and they don't, and lose 4-3. 11 seconds. Like, are you kidding me? What am I supposed to do with the Sens giving up?
Hey! I thought you weren't gonna get upset at the Sens losing anymore!
Yeah, well, sometimes I just can't help it! Let's just get into good news, bad news. Ottawa did not appear to get pushed around in this game, and that is the good news. Nick Paul fought Jakub Voracek at the end of the first period, J.G. Pajot fought Farabee at the beginning of the second period, and Brady Tkachuk beat the snot out of Scott Lawton in the third period. So Scott Lawton blindside cheap shots Pajot, who doesn't even have the puck, then screams at the Sens bench after he scores the 4-3 goal. I like the fact that the Sens stood up for themselves in this game, because that's going to do them a lot of good in the long run, and that is the good news. Now, for the bad news. On the flip side to the Sens standing up for themselves, they may be short a few players for their next game, and that is the bad news. Mark Borowiecki had a late hit of his own on Travis Konechny, so he might be looking at a suspension, and with him having a bit of a record in the past, he probably will get at least a game. Having said that, if Borowiecki gets penalized for his hit on Konechny and Lawton gets off scot-free for his hit on Pajot, I'm driving to the NHL offices myself. I will not stand for that. One, the other, both. They need to be called equally. But it's the Sens, so we all know they won't. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't a third suspension or at least fine from this game, as Brady Tkachuk will probably see something for cross-checking and then jumping on to Scott Lawton. Lawton might have deserved some of it for the way he was acting out there, but Tkachuk probably still deserves some kind of a penalty. So that's 3 things in this game that should result in at least a fine, if not a suspension, and we'll probably see 2 Sens missing the next game. Of course, what's really going to happen, Borowiecki will get 4 games, Tkachuk will get 2, and Lawton will get a round of applause from the NHL Department of Player Safety. That'll be 2 suspensions for Ottawa, and not a darn thing for Philadelphia. So that means Ottawa's likely looking at missing 2 key players for their next contest, and that is bad news. And speaking of their next contest, next up, the Sens return to action Monday evening when they finally return home to host the Boston Bruins. That contest will be the third of 4 meetings on the season between the two teams, with the Bruins currently holding a 2-0 edge in head-to-head play thanks to a 5-2 win and a 2-1 win. This contest will be the final time these two teams will meet until the end of March, too. So Ottawa better make this count. And if the Sens are going to make this count, they're going to have to shut down the Bruins' top line, which has been unbelievably terrific this season, and a big reason why the Bruins are currently the second best team in the NHL. Of course, the Bruins have only lost 3 regulation games all season and have won 10 straight against Ottawa, as Ottawa's last win against the Bruins was in Game 6 of the first round of the 2017 playoffs. So it's going to take a Herculean effort for Ottawa to win this game, but they've eventually got to win sometime, right? Let's make that Monday night. That's it for this video. Hit like if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share with anybody you know, and today's question of the day is, what do you think happens with the 3 players, Laughton, Borowiecki, and Tkachuk? Do any, all, or some combination of them get fined or suspended? Let me know what you think down below, and we'll see you Monday night when the Sens host the Boston Bruins.